and travel through time. Now, I was watching Doctor Who the other day, and at the beginning of the episode, the Doctor, as he's known by his friends, is given a DVD. And at the end of the episode, we find out that that DVD was actually given by his future self. Now, how did he find time to do the DVD, and when did he know how to give himself the DVD if he hadn't gone through the series of the episode? Well, my name is Daniel Hierro, and today I'll try to not blow your brains up by talking about 3 different paradoxes, while at the same time trying to change the perspective a little bit upon what makes us original. Now, Merriam-Webster's dictionary defines a paradox as something, such as a situation, that is made up of 2 opposite things which seem impossible, but are actually true or possible. I'll let that sink in for a little bit. And in the Doctor Who reference I gave you a little while ago, it's what we call an illogical paradox. It's illogical because with today's technology, we're simply not able to travel through time. But according to Doctor Who, it is possible because
people assume that time is a strict progression of cause to effect, that action from a non-linear, non-subjective viewpoint is more like a big ball of wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey
stuff. Now, there are things as logical paradoxes which are feasible today. For example, the ship of Theseus paradox. Now, the ship of Theseus paradox has us imagine a ship. Are you guys imagining a ship?
Yeah.
Good. So we take this ship, right, and little by little we remove every piece of wood that that ship has and replace it and set it to the side. And then a little bit later we take the sails and replace those as well and set them to the side. And lastly, we take away every piece of metal that that ship may have. Now, the ship that we have now, is that the same ship or is it a copy? What happens if I take the materials that I had set on the side and rebuild that ship again? Is that the original ship? Which one is the original ship? Well, that's the paradox. Which leads us to our second paradox, or the Sorites paradox. Sorites, for the ancient Greek meaning heap, and in this case, a heap of sand, which is just a fancy way of saying a bunch of sand held up together. So we take this heap of sand, but what happens when we remove a single grain of sand? Well, come on, that's still a heap. But what happens if we keep going? If we remove one more, and little by little, grain by grain, we start removing pieces of sand. At which point does it stop becoming a heap? Let's reverse that. Let's start with one single grain of sand and add another, and then another. And little by little, we go adding grains of sand. When does that become a heap? Well, that's the paradox. Now, while these 2 paradoxes are logical, I mean, we are able to do them. All we need is a bunch of sand and a lot of time. What happens? Paradox number 3 has actually already happened, and that's the teletransportation paradox. And it happened in 2013 when a team of scientists at the Bohr Institute in Copenhagen set up this experiment. And in this experiment, they had 2 containers filled with gases that were separated by 50 centimeters. And through a process, they were able to take atoms from container A and put them into atoms into container B. Now, I'm not going to go through the whole process because words like quantum entanglement come into play and other fancy words. But scientists theorize that sooner or later, they'll be able to take this same process and apply it to the human body. Basically teletransport us to somewhere else. And the way they will do this is by deconstructing every cell in our body to an atomic level. Little by little, cell by cell, atom by atom, deconstruct it completely. And this will essentially kill the cell, by the way. And then through that same process, reconstruct it at a different place. Little by little, cell by cell, atom by atom. It kind of sounds familiar, doesn't it? Now, when they're able to do this, when they're able to do the beam me up, Scotty thing, like they do in Star Trek, to our bodies, Is the person coming up on the other side, is that still the same person? Or is he a copy? Is it our cells which die and regenerate year after year? I mean, think about it. Our faces are different, our bodies are different. Is that what makes us us? Or is it our memories, our minds, the intangible things within us, what make us original? Well, that, my friends, that's the paradox. Thank you very much.
Thank you guys. I was really impressed. You were actually a lot better than the first time in class. That was great. Thank you very much. One more time, power thoughts is actually that. Is to show power, whatever you have inside you, and to inspire people, motivate people, just with the words. That's a great ability, really. Great ability that you just guys show that you are so good at that. Thank you for that. I'm really proud of you. Thank you. Thank you for coming, everyone.